This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk. The UNI men's basketball team had a double-digit victory over the in-state rival Iowa Hawkeyes here today in the Big Four Classic. You knew heading in this would be a competitive game in the first half. The Panthers were down, but a huge second half that started on the defensive end helped you get that win over the Hawks.
Yeah, it did. You know, I've had a little bit of time now since the game ended, Eric, to think about, and I'm watching the first half, and I just didn't have the guys quite ready from a repetition standpoint for the zone. So we were slow going in the first half, and I was able to go between the zone and the man, and we stood around no matter what they were in. And that's much more on my shoulders than it is anybody else. Croft did a great job with the scout. Had the guys ready. Guys obviously were emotionally ready for this game. Our guys were. This is a game that they're going to be loaded for bear. So we had all of that. As I'm watching the first half, like I said, I didn't like where I had our guys offensively. So to come out of the half, and we didn't do a lot at halftime in terms of discussion or adjustments. We made a couple little ones, but the guys were able to find just enough to get over the hump. And when we did, I thought our defense really turned it up.
29-23 was the halftime score. The Panthers outscored the Hawks 33-15 in the second half, playing team basketball and playing defense.
Yeah, the defense, and there was so much that happened at the defensive end of the floor. The help was so good. Guys were covering up for each other. I thought we pressured Iowa, maybe even more than what we have done to some other teams, just trying to work hard to get their shooters off the three-point line. Force them another step or another two steps off that three-point line. We wanted to see if we could force their point guard, force Mike into some harder plays, going to the rim, and I thought he made a lot of good plays in both halves. But over the course of the 40 minutes, Wes and Dion, I thought did a good job of working hard on him, and then that defense turned into some offense. And once we were able to get loose a little bit offensively, I think that forced Iowa to have to stay in there man-to-man a little bit more than being able to go back and forth. And they're a good man-to-man team, but going back and forth really slowed us down that first half.
All 10 Panthers that played in this game scored a point, and UNI's bench outscored Iowa's bench 28-12. And not only just points, everyone who stepped on the court knew their role and contributed in multiple ways.
Right, our bench has been, and our fans know this, our bench has been terrific. With what Wes has done, what Wyatt has done, Paul tonight gets 3 threes. Nate didn't have as much impact on this game. I just thought we needed some more of Marvin's toughness around the basket to rebound the basketball, and he got off to such a good start that we didn't go with Nate in the second half. But Nate has been very good. And then Bennett Cook had another really good game. He gets a basket in the first half on a tough play. He gets to the free throw line in the second half, and he comes up with a big block shot that helps our momentum keep going. So that bench of ours has just been it's been great.
Coach, you only have one loss on the year, and do you like how your team responded in this game after the only loss of the 2014 year?
I think the only thing I would tell you is I needed to do a better job in practice on Thursday and Friday with getting them ready for this game, because they were ready in all areas except our offense wasn't sharp enough, and that's my responsibility. Outside of that, their response to what happened last week at VCU was very good. Seth bounces back from a game in which, I had him on the bench for a long time. That's been talked about by everybody, and he came in and worked out every day this week. Got some extra stuff done. Worked hard at practice. Tonight, he led the charge to start the second half, and that's what you want out of all of your guys. For sure, when it's your best player and when he's a senior, to see him respond and bounce back like that is exactly what you hope your guys would do.
As a UNI alum, it's always fun to beat the Hawks. And how do you use this as momentum as you only have one more non-conference game before you jump into Valley play?
I just think it helped. Now you go home for Christmas and this is the last thing you did, right? I mean, you come back after a tough game at VCU and you're in this game and you play a great second half defensively and you rebound hard and you get some things going on offense and you get away from a good team and in the in-state game. It's a great way to go home for Christmas. You're with your family now. The guys will have about 4.5 days off. And when they get back, they'll be excited to be back and not still trying to figure out what we do to get back on track. So this has a lot of positives to it.
Well, boy, do we have a deal for you. Tickets, just $5 for the next 3 UNI home games. Fill that McLeod Center and see one of the best UNI basketball teams in program's history inside the McLeod Center. Do your part, $5, December 28th. Coach, I hope you and your family and the whole team has a very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thanks, Eric.
Congrats on the win. Back with plenty more Panther Sports Talk, including a feature on first-team All-Missouri Valley Conference player Seth Tuttle.
The UNI Panther Scholarship Club has made an